You walk out to check your peach tree, only to find the leaves twisted, puckered, and turning an ugly reddish-purple. That is peach leaf curl, a relentless fungal disease that will completely wipe out your harvest. The worst mistake folks make is spraying after those leaves open. By then, the damage is completely permanent. But there's a scientifically proven $2 Dormant spray that stops this fungus cold, provided you apply it during a very specific and easily missed biological window. And if you are not subscribed to Smart Gardening yet, do that now, and give this video a like so more gardeners can find it. To understand why those leaves are curling, we need to look at what happens while you are warm inside, and your tree is out in the freezing winter rain. The fungus responsible is called Taphrina deformans, and it survives the harsh winter by hiding right on the surface of your tree. It tucks itself into the microscopic crevices of the bark and underneath the protective scales of the dormant leaf and flower buds. It just sits there, completely invisible, waiting for the perfect weather conditions. That perfect storm happens in early spring, when temperatures hover between 50 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and we get a few days of persistent rain. Those fungal spores wake up, right as the tree pushes out delicate new leaf tissue. The rain washes the spores directly into those opening buds. The fungus immediately invades the internal spaces of the new leaf, releasing chemicals that cause the plant cells to multiply rapidly and grow abnormally large. That is why you see that bizarre, thickened, blistered look. The leaf is literally growing out of control. Eventually, those sick leaves turn yellow, then a powdery gray, and drop off entirely. Without a healthy canopy to collect sunlight and produce energy, your tree cannot support fruit development. The young peaches will simply drop to the ground while they are still the size of marbles. The most heartbreaking thing I see every spring is folks heading to the local garden center, buying an expensive fungicide, and spraying those badly twisted leaves. At that point, the fungus is already deep inside the plant tissue. Spraying a curled leaf is like putting a bandage on a broken bone. The window for intervention has firmly closed for the year. To actually save your harvest, you have to break the fungal life cycle before the bud ever opens. There's a specific, highly effective compound that achieves exactly that, which we need to look at right now. The solution that commercial orchardists and university extension offices have relied on for decades is a dormant copper fungicide. Whether you use a liquid copper octanoate or a fixed copper powder, the underlying horticultural science remains exactly the same. When you spray this on a bare tree, you are applying a protective coating of copper ions across the entire surface of the bark, branches, and sleeping buds. Why does this work so effectively? When those fungal spores wake up during the early spring rains, they begin to absorb moisture from the environment. As they do, they accidentally absorb those applied copper ions. Once inside the fungal cell, the copper severely disrupts the enzymes responsible for energy production. It completely stops the spore from germinating, neutralizing the threat before it can ever penetrate the opening bud. But here is the critical piece of botany you must understand. High concentrations of copper are toxic to actively growing plant tissue. This reaction is known as phytotoxicity. If you apply a heavy copper spray when the tree has green leaves or open blossoms, the copper will chemically burn the foliage, causing the exact leaf drop you are trying to prevent. That is exactly why we call it a dormant spray. By applying it only in the dead of winter, the tree's sensitive internal tissues are safely locked away behind thick, weather-resistant bud scales. You are wiping out the fungus while the tree is heavily armored against the treatment. Timing is the single most important factor here. If you wait until you see the pink of the flower petals or the green tip of a new leaf, the armor is gone and it is far too late to spray. So, how do you properly mix and apply this protective barrier to guarantee complete coverage and actually save your harvest? Let's walk through the precise application method. Applying a dormant copper spray is not difficult, but precision is absolutely critical. Remember that Taphrina deformans is microscopic, meaning it only takes a fraction of a millimeter of untreated bark for the fungus to survive and infect the tree later in the spring. You are painting an invisible coat of armor over the entire structure, so your goal is complete and total coverage to the point of runoff. Runoff simply means you spray until the liquid begins to bead up and drip off the bottom of the branches. Whether you're using a concentrated liquid copper or a wettable powder, you need a standard hand pump tank sprayer. Hose end sprayers are far too imprecise for this job and often lead to uneven application, leaving unprotected blind spots where the fungus can hide. Before you add the copper, fill your tank halfway with water, then add your measured fungicide, agitate it thoroughly, and fill the remainder of the tank. This ensures a proper suspension. Copper formulations are heavy and will naturally settle at the bottom of the tank over time. If you do not physically shake that tank every few minutes while you're working, you'll end up spraying mostly water at the top of the tree and a highly concentrated, potentially damaging dose of copper at the bottom. Start your application at the highest point of the canopy and carefully work your way down. You want to coat every single twig, the main scaffold branches, and the entire trunk right down to the soil line. Pay special attention to the angles where branches meet and any rough, peeling patches of bark, because those deep, protected crevices are exactly where the fungal spores overwinter. You are effectively bathing the sleeping tree in this protective shield. But applying the spray correctly is only half the battle. To ensure the copper treatment actually binds to the wood and does not just wash away into the soil, you have to strictly navigate the weather conditions, and there is a very specific protocol for making sure your application actually survives the winter. For the copper to properly adhere to the bark, you must apply it when the weather is absolutely dry and the temperature is consistently above freezing. If you spray when it is below 32 degrees, the water in your tank will freeze on the branches before the copper has a chance to chemically bind to the wood. Furthermore, you need a clear window of at least 24 to 48 hours without rain following your application. If a heavy downpour washes over the tree before the fungicide has fully dried and set, your entire effort will simply wash off into the soil, leaving your tree completely unprotected. To significantly improve your results, commercial growers rely on a proven horticultural technique. They add a dormant horticultural oil to the copper mixture. This highly refined oil acts as a sticker and a spreader. It ensures the copper completely coats the bark rather than just beating up and rolling off. As an added benefit, the oil suffocates any overwintering insect eggs, such as aphids and scale, solving two major orchard problems with a single pass. While copper is a naturally occurring earth element, it is highly irritating to human tissue before it dries. You must protect yourself. Always wear chemical-resistant goggles, a long-sleeved shirt, and waterproof gloves, and never attempt to spray on a windy day. A sudden gust of wind can blow that concentrated mist directly back into your face. Take your time, work methodically, and make absolutely sure you are heavily spraying the undersides of branches just as much as the tops. Now that you understand the mixture and the physical application, we have to tackle the most critical piece of the entire puzzle. Applying this mixture at the wrong point in the dormant season is just as bad as skipping entirely. You need to know the exact biological markers on your tree that tell you exactly when it is time to spray. You need to monitor your peach tree closely starting in late winter. Walk out and look at the terminal buds at the very ends of the branches. Throughout the deep winter, they look like tight, hardened little scales. You are waiting for a physiological stage called bud swell. This is the exact moment when those buds just begin to plump up and slightly change color. It indicates that sap is starting to flow upward from the roots, but it happens right before any green leaf tissue becomes visible. The moment you see the faintest tip of green or pink, those protective bud scales have cracked open. At that point, the tree is fully exposed, and it is completely unsafe to apply a copper fungicide. In regions with exceptionally wet winters, a single application often is not enough because constant rain can slowly degrade the copper barrier. In these climates, horticultural researchers strongly recommend a two-spray strategy. Apply the first round in late autumn, right after 90% of the leaves have naturally fallen to the ground. This aggressively knocks down the starting fungal population. The second most critical application happens in that late winter window, right at bud swell. What happens if you get an unexpected rainstorm just a few days after you spray? If you properly mixed in a dormant horticultural oil as a sticker, your application will hold up to typical showers. However, if your garden gets hit by a torrential, multi-day downpour, that copper barrier can be compromised. If the buds are still tightly closed, you can safely apply another coat. But even with perfect timing, nature is unpredictable. If you spot a few curling leaves later in the spring, There is a specific triage protocol you must follow immediately to protect the remaining fruit. If you did everything right but still notice a small handful of puckered, reddish leaves emerging in the spring, do not panic and do not reach for the sprayer. In horticulture, we aim for effective management, not absolute sterility. A highly successful copper dormant spray will generally control 90 to 95% of the infection. If a microscopic crevice was missed, a few spores might survive. Your immediate triage protocol is manual removal. Carefully pinch off those deformed leaves at the stem and throw them directly into your household trash. Do not put them in your compost pile, as the fungal spores can easily survive there and reinfect your garden next year. By removing the isolated sick leaves, you prevent them from producing a new generation of spores that will wash onto the bark and wait for next winter. A tree can easily lose a small percentage of its foliage and still produce a magnificent crop, provided the vast majority of the canopy remains healthy. The true visual sign of success arrives a few weeks after bud break. Instead of twisted, blistered growth, you will see flat, smooth, vibrant green leaves unfurling across the entire canopy. That healthy foliage is the engine of your tree. Through the process of photosynthesis, those broad, flat leaves capture sunlight and convert into the vital carbohydrates and sugars required to size up your fruit. When the tree senses it has a strong, functioning canopy, it stops aborting the young fruit. The peaches will lock onto the branches, rapidly expanding from the size of a marble to a golf ball, and eventually to full maturity. But getting the fruit to set is only part of the equation. To guarantee those heavy, ripening peaches actually make it to your kitchen without physically snapping the branches off your tree, there's one final, critical practice you must execute before the summer heat arrives. That crucial summer practice is fruit thinning, and is often the hardest thing for a gardener to actually do. When your dormant spray is completely successful, a healthy peach tree will almost always set far more fruit than its physical branches can support. If you leave every single peach on the tree, the sheer weight of the maturing fruit will literally snap the scaffold branches right down the middle, causing permanent structural damage. Furthermore, the tree only has a finite amount of water and nutrients to distribute. If it has to feed 500 peaches, you will end up with 500 tiny, flavorless fruits that are mostly pits. To get those massive, incredibly sweet peaches you actually want to eat, you must ruthlessly thin the young fruit when they are about the size of a nickel. Go down every single branch and twist off the excess fruit, so that you leave exactly one peach every 6 to 8 inches. It feels terrible to drop perfectly good fruit on the ground, but this specific horticultural practice forces the tree to push all of its available carbohydrates and sugars into the remaining peaches. Let us quickly recap the most important rule of the year. Once those leaves are curled and blistered, the damage is already done. Save your time and your money and put the sprayer away. Mark your calendar for late winter. Wait for a dry, calm day right at bud swell, and coat that tree thoroughly with a copper fungicide and dormant oil. If you execute that single highly specific application, you will break the fungal life cycle entirely, protect your canopy, and guarantee a heavy, beautiful harvest. Thank you for trusting us with your garden today. Keep observing your trees, rely on the science, and I will see you in the next lesson.